And here we have similar lift to the one we saw earlier on in the waterway that had the little bearer enemies riding. And run a straight shot to connect up with that other shortcut path. I think if we just keep heading further to the right, we'll get there. Yep. Critical ring. A ring that increases the likelihood of critical hits. Okay, makes sense. Be nice if we could find one that allows us to regain health by killing enemies. It's mastery. Oh, reduces MP consumption. Let's see. We're currently using sword expertise. That one might not be a bad one to put on if we end up getting some really high-powered offensive spells. I will have to think about that. Should probably think about putting that onto a loadout. Let's see, how do I edit? We'll put the same umbrella on here, and then, yeah, we'll leave all that there. So now if we switch to this one, we want it to have the blood steel on. Let's see, how do I save it? Okay, there it went. Now if we go to 9 o'clock on our loadouts, we can swap to the Bloodsteel one on the fly, which is going to be faster than me going into the menu and swapping it every time. In fact, it might be good. Alright. Let's do this. Let's put the Words of Wisdom on here. That way, if we need to heal and we use Bloodsteel, we'll have Words of Wisdom on there to reduce our MP consumption. That'll be more helpful, I think. I just need to make a mental note to remember to switch. So if we do this, then we can basically hot swap to healing when we want, which for now, until we have a more efficient solution, that'll be a good way to be mindful of our health. Because I get the feeling as we proceed, the save points are going to be fewer and far between. And I think it's actually a pretty neat feature that they added in with the loadouts. Knowing that you probably have to swap your skills in and out in order to do certain things. It's a good idea to give the player the ability to just jump to a specific set when they need it. I don't think any of the other Castlevania games that followed this format had a function to allow you to swap your loadouts of abilities on the fly like that. It's a good idea. Ah, this is on the reflector ray. Alright. Here is the shortcut that leads to this particular area. What we can do is explore the lower sections here carefully, and if things get too dangerous, there is a save point to the right side that we can go to. Capacity up. Okay, now we're in kind of an underwater bridge section. Ow. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Glashton. That the Decima, I think that is the enemy that I need to get a shard from. Oh boy. I know one of the enemies down here is going to give us a water traversal ability. I don't think it's the horse. We could take out both of them, but I think it's these Decimas. And there's a lot of them here. If we take a minute. Aqua Stream allows you to swim by launching water in the designated direction. MP is not consumed underwater. Okay, that's directional. Yep. Okay. It's kind of a funny animation. Basically, Miriam functions like a submarine using the water to propel herself, which I guess makes sense, but how am I supposed to open things like chests? And as the description said, there is no MP consumption underwater. I basically have free mobility. But I can't sink to the bottom. And I think that means I can't open chests. But overall it's functional. It's kind of a weird ability. As opposed to giving her something that would, you know, turn her into a fish or give her the ability to just sink to the bottom. They decided to go this route, which is more of a jet propulsion ability, and the animation is kind of weird and funny looking. But alright. I will say this, so far the abilities that they've granted Miriam in this are creative. Alright, amphibian speed increases underwater movement speed. Well, I do have another loadout. Wonder how big a difference that makes. Ow. It's hard to tell, but I guess it does look like she's moving a bit faster through the water. I guess we're making good use of the loadouts here. And now we have kind of a obstacle course to navigate, which is a little bit tricky with this particular ability. Because Miriam rises upwards, it basically means you have to constantly be careful of which direction you're moving, otherwise you'll path upwards into things, which, again, it's a pretty creative solution, but it handles a little bit clunky. And on top of that, there's physical hazards that you have to watch out for. And still can't open chests. Hopefully I'll get an ability to actually explore a free swim. It looks like I'm regenerating health too. That might be from one of my pieces of gear. Oh, I need to put a weapon on this loadout. There we go. I don't know if this particular ability can break walls. I guess we'll find out if I get to an area that has breakable walls. Now, where am I? I am considerably farther underneath the map now. The hidden desert. Alright. This is a completely new area that we haven't seen yet. But looks to be kind of an underground cave network. Complete with shifting quicksand. Alright. First, let's see if we can find a save point. Wouldn't want to die down here after making all that progress. Ooh, those things cast slow status. That's not good. A lot of poison enemies. At least the status doesn't last very long. Ow, oh boy. Oh, those can climb on the walls. Alright. Volsha and Amy. Should probably keep an eye out for better armor too as we proceed. I haven't really been getting much gear upgrades, but things have been doing more and more damage. Alright, what we got? Tis Wraith. Unleash Holy Rays. Let's see if we can get clear somewhere safe. And then test that. That's a Conjure? Yeah. MP costs 60. Okay, that's kind of expensive. That's kind of neat. And they home in too. Alright. If I get too much lower, I'm gonna have to port back to town. Save? Nope. Zepar? Okay, there's a path upwards, but it doesn't look like we can stand on anything underneath this waterfall.